interesting.
All right, hey guys, what's up? It is day 2 at Unrivaled Diesel. Just got here to the shop. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning. Chris was gracious enough to let me use his Jeep so we didn't have to haul around the truck and trailer to the hotel. As you saw yesterday, we got the truck fired up, made great progress, and so today we're gonna do the little odds and ends. We really want to chase down this kind of charging issue when the truck's running. We're getting nothing out of the alternator right now. So that's the plan today. So let's head in there and get to work. All right guys, so we're in the shop. First thing we're gonna tackle is this alternating charging issue. There's a bunch of stuff going on from the previous owner. So we're gonna start at ground zero, just go back to factory wiring, make sure the PCM's working, make sure that we're good to go. So right now we kind of have some exposed wires, but we have it plugged back in. So we're gonna start the truck, voltage check it, and if everything's good, then it's a simple fix. If not, then we'll dive deeper into it, but that's the idea. So let's hop in the cab and fire it up. It shows that I'm charging in the cab right now, but all right, so it looks like it wasn't too bad of a fix. Second try is cut the factory plug, these two wires, and then you see where it's cut from. And we got a nice white Fortune over there, 2017. We'll do a little bit overview of that, but right here we cut it from there, and then we tied it into these two existing wires in the harness and fired it up, and we had 13.8 going back over to the battery. That's awesome. So we're gonna go ahead and do some heat shrinking, tie these up, some soldering, and then that will kind of fix this issue. We'll see how it acts over the course of time, but right now it's doing what it's supposed to do, so this is a good start to the day. Quick, simple fix, and we'll keep knocking out things off the checklist. All right, we got some soldering going on. Get it all finalized, good to go. It's warming up right there. So that's the plan.
Hopefully I don't lean over and burn the piss out of myself.
Yep. But you can see the two wire ends. For O2 wiring, they don't look too bad. All right, so everything is buttoned up. You can see, can't even tell that we even messed with it. So it looks like factory, plugged back into here, really cleaned it up. No exposing wires anymore. We do have this taped up, but that's just extra. So everything looks really good over here. This is tight. Looks like our charging issue is all good to go. So now we're gonna focus on wire tuck on the other side with the performance cable kit for the single battery setup. It's got a lot of extra length to it, so we're gonna see how we can tie that up, make the other side of the engine bay look really good. So let's hop into that. We'll take a look at what we have over there. We have our two grounds and then all of our hot, and then you can kind of see right there, it's a jangled mess, but by the time we get done with it, we're gonna have it all sucked up tight. And then back there as well, so get this clean. Alright, so a quick little update. We got things kind of tied back. Rerouted the fuel pump, the air dog supply, and then it looks better back there, and then we'll start working our way down the frame. Alright, so we have it picked up. We're gonna do quick little overview. Just look up underneath it, kind of see. This is the first time I've seen it on a lift, so. But from front to back, Thurin, they got tons of travel. You can see the springs, so we're gonna have to do some limiting straps, weld a clevis or something to the axle. We'll kind of look at that once we get it back to the house. But here it is up underneath. You can see the oil pan. Here's the AC compressor, fluid damper, steering box, no leaks. You can see our wire tucked right up there. So everything looks really good. We'll kind of travel back behind the axle, look at it from a different angle. Here's the bottom of the oil pan. We're good to go. And then here's the adapter plate transmission, but look at the frame rail, how clear it is. You can see the hood. You don't see the turbo, but there's the manifold right there. And then here's our control arms, brake lines, ABS sensor. Back behind here, everything looks good. We do hit the cross member, so that's another thing why we need to put limiting straps, because look at how far our axle is from our coil mounts up there. But you can see up under here, there's the starter. But what we want to tackle while we're up under here is this jumbled mess of wires. Try to get this all lined out. You can see up underneath back into the intake horn. But there's a quick little overview, or really underview, as we look up underneath the truck. Here's the transmission, MV5600 right there. Looks good. Exhaust. And everything back behind here looks good. Transfer case. It moved out from this bay. I drove it, backed it up, and then drove it in here. So we're getting a little more driving time on it, not just running time. But there she is. So, and all the way back to the back axle. But we're gonna work on this wire tuck, look at anything else that needs attention while we have it up in the air, and call it good. All right, so here's our end result. We got a little plastic clip in there that these are pushed into, and then zip tied around it. You can kind of see, got a good open space up there with no wires. And then this is the vent hose coming off the crankcase. And then this is all wired up, going back in there. And then we have our fuel supply and everything back here. So I think we're good to go. I don't see anything hanging off or rubbing or anything like that. So looks good. All right, we're setting it down. Another thing that we're gonna tackle is it does not have any reading for the fuel level. So the sending unit up to the gauge cluster, it's just sitting on empty. There's about 7 gallons in it, so it should have some sort of level to it. It's a 31-gallon tank, so that's about a quarter full, a little bit less, but we're gonna go ahead and tackle that. But here it is sitting back on the ground, wire tucked, everything. There's the engine base, so we're gonna deep dive into that next. All right, so we're diagnosing this. This is the 2 wires for fuel level. We're not getting a signal, so we got the flash scan tool hooked up inside the truck, and then we have some extra wiring to see if we can't jump it. But right now, that's what we're dealing with. That's the way the truck was torn apart. Never really touched any of this stuff, but as long as it's getting fuel supply and we didn't starve the engine, then we're good to go. So we're just gonna start taking a look at getting the fuel level to read out correctly, and then that will button up the rest of the fuel system. So it looks like all the issues of the fuel level ended up being inside this connector. We pulled it apart, plugged it back in, and that basically fixed it. So I guess I just didn't squeeze hard enough and get that fully seated. So that fixed that. So one problem being knocked out after another this afternoon before we head out, but we're good to go then. So here we are. Now we got signal, and then this is just water and fuel. We'll tuck that, and then we have our fuel return, and then our fancy little duct tape. All right, so last thing before we get it outside the shop and go on a little test drive is getting this clutch adjusted. So right now it's on the very end of the pedal, and you got about that much before the pedal runs out. So my knee right here is about hitting the steering wheel. So we got it pulled up enough for the door to swing past the pillar on the shop lift, and then it's just down there. The video of installing the hydraulics is kind of the same process. We'll just do a little bit of adjustability and then kind of get it set where we want it. And then we'll go ahead and take it for a spin. And I think that's going to conclude everything on the list that we accomplished in the 48 hours of work that we were able to do this week. I think the plan is to bring it back up here for Texas Truck Jams, but we'll kind of get into that into another video or at the end of this video. But as an overview, here's where she sits. Tons of work. Wire tub looks amazing. So just getting this clutch situated, set right, and she'll be ready to rock and roll. So right now we're gonna go check out another second gen, see where the hydraulic, or see where the clutch pedal feels on that one. Because we're about out of threads on the clutch rod itself. So we're gonna go test this one out. Here's this one. Is this a 5-speed?
Yeah, 5-speed.
What year?
01, I think.
01. So not too different. It's quad cab, 4-wheel drive, but we'll go ahead and take a look and see what this one's like. So where does that one start?
About 3/4 of the way out.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's about where the where that one's at in there. So I'll let you look at that one and see what you think.
This truck's really nice, though.
Yeah, this is a clean second gen. I mean,
40,000 miles.
yeah, 140. Look at that. I could use a bed like this, but I'm gonna have a tough time finding a second gen bed that's in pretty good condition where it's just not beat to shit. So, but that's kind of the model of what I want the body to be like of my truck. Clean, simple, and then also run like 4-inch stocks with just an all-terrain tire, and kind of take that route. Nothing too crazy. All right, so Maiden Voyage, we're gonna take it down a parking lot and then drive it back, and then it's going on the trailer and she's good to go. So,
All right. This will be interesting.
there we go.
Oh, you got a hood stack.
Yeah, open hood. I gotta get used to the new truck.
Well, that might be like fuel surge in the tank or something.
Yeah, I think
Might
because
not
it
have
doesn't-
enough fuel.
Yeah, it doesn't have a lot of fuel in it right now.
That's
It's
all right.
pretty rough right there. That's just a lope tune right there.
That's right. That's right. That's so cool not having a bed. Put it in the
See
burnout
everything.
challenge.
It doesn't fit. Yeah, I'm hitting the brakes and it's doing that, sending the fuel forward.
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
It didn't die, so that's good.
That's positive.
Well, that's it. So we're good to go. It looks like we had a low fuel problem with a little bit of surge when you hit the brakes, but other than that, that's third gear. The truck runs, it moves on its own power. It's awesome. So it's really hot in this cab without AC, so we're gonna hop out and call it good, all right? So she's nice. Give her one last blip.
Should be a certified ripper, don't worry.
All right, guys, so we're back in the office. This is gonna wrap up our time at Unrivaled Diesel. You can see I'm hot, sweaty. Just got done loading the truck on the trailer, got it up there, all cinched down, ready to go. But really wanted to touch on the high points and how great the experience was here at Unrivaled. Chris and his team, fantastic work. Honestly, let me feel like I was part of the team for the last 2 days. And then the level of expectations of getting the truck up to almost there, just lacking a turbo spacer for getting boost and everything there. So we still have a little bit of work to do, but I got that turbo spacer on order. Chris, what did your team think about the build?
Man, we're all really impressed. It's a heck of a commitment to take a truck and start with a frame. Literally, the first picture was a frame, and then you've built this thing for 2 years. And then now you drag it all up here, 2 hours away, 100 degrees outside, got to work in the shop for 2 days, fired it up. I think we got some pretty good results.
Yep, and I cannot agree more. The fact that I drove up on the trailer, the fact that I get to take it home, no dash lights, took care of all those little odds and ends today. That was a huge step forward. So just really overall very, very pleased, happy and impressed, surprised really at how the experience and how awesome it was here at Unrivaled Diesel. So if you need to take your truck somewhere, then this is definitely the one-stop shop. They cover everything Dodge related though. Don't be bringing a Ford or a Duramax.
No.
Yeah.
No, we're Dodge folks. We like them Cummins engines. So next weekend, you'll be back. We're going sled pulling. And then the weekend after that, we got Texas Truck Jam.
Yes, and so that right there is going to be kind of the showcase of the truck. So hasn't been out in public. Y'all been following on the YouTube channel and seeing it on kind of the Facebook forums. But you haven't really got to see it in person. So be sure to come to Texas Truck Jam. I believe that's August 17th, 18th, something like that. So it's in Ennis. It's at the raceway here in Texas. So yeah, be sure to come out, put your hands on it, get to see the build. Fire it up if you want. Just come out there, support the industry, and see the truck build. And if you want to enter into an ET class, you can as well. So
excellent. Well, I greatly appreciate the experience.
Yes, sir. Appreciate the time.
It's been an honor, and I look forward to the next time you come back.
Always. Thank you.
All right. Well, don't burn up out there in that Texas sun.
I got a long drive, so we're good to go.
See ya.